Hey, it's Kirsten again, and I am here to talk to you about your fertility hurdle and how it's affecting your ability to get and stay pregnant. Now, you're the pale type, and you might be thinking, what in the world is the pale type? Now, remember, by training, I'm a reproductive acupuncturist. I'm not trained to look at symptoms like anovulation or low luteal phase temperatures or long cycles. I'm trained to look at collections of symptoms that produce patterns. Now, none of those symptoms are causes of infertility, but when you group them together, they actually start producing a pretty significant impact on your ability to get and stay pregnant, and especially the pale pattern. Because essentially, from a Chinese medicine point of view, there isn't enough blood. It's not anemia, it's more like mean corpuscular volume. If we were to draw your blood, there'd be less red blood cells than someone else. We can see this in the volume of your menstrual blood. So ideally, we see about 4 days of bleeding, soaking a tampon pad, filling a cup about every 4 hours. If there's less than that, we start to suspect maybe there is insufficient ability to make enough blood to make a good lining. Now that alone can really impact your fertility. If the lining is insufficient, even if you're fertilizing an embryo every single month, it doesn't have a safe and viable place to start to grow. But what's also important is that while the pale pattern is your main pattern, we're complex individuals. We're made up of many patterns, and we need to identify what are the other patterns that are feeding or contributing to the pale pattern problem. This is where I come in. So this other part is very hard to figure out on yourself. And so what I do is I have an assessment in which you fill out a lot of detail, and then I start pattern matching. I look at your basal body temperatures. I look at your tongue, actually, because in Chinese medicine, tongue diagnosis tells us a lot about your overall health. I look at every single sign and symptom, at all your menstrual cycle characteristics, what you're eating, how you're exercising, even what you're thinking in your environment. All of those things I would call individual symptoms. Now my job is to expertly pattern match them into all the different groups, and then take those groups and figure out how are those groups connected to each other? How are they related? And from that, I can create a highly customized solution to not fix one symptom or two symptoms, but actually to fix the whole system. And when we do that, not only is your fertility exponentially better, but so is your overall health. Now, we did a study 2 years ago on this, and we had 105 women go through the program, and we saw that in 120 days that we were able to increase the likelihood of natural conception by almost 270%. Now, if this is something that you would be interested in, click the link below. It'll take you to a landing page. You can learn more about the program that we're doing, get information on that, and sign up and do it. It's very easy to do. Step 1, you'll just fill out the assessment. 2, I'll go back and pattern match all of the symptoms. I'll create a customized video for you telling you exactly what you need to do to fix all of the patterns. And then you'll get a report and you'll get your score. And what's important about the score is the score tells you where are you on the fertility continuum. You're not infertile. You are more or less fertile, which is the best news ever. It means you have agency. And so what happens is that we find out what your score is, and then we look to see about 20% improvement each month. We'll meet again after that. We'll look at how are the patterns changing, what's getting better, what's getting worse, and we'll move to the next month. And month over month, we expect to see 50 to 75% improvement, which usually is significantly enough to get people into that range where they start getting pregnant. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And otherwise, just again, click the link below and let's see what we can do.